idea. I have no idea. All right. Welcome back to the Nerdcore Podcast. The podcast reviews movies and talks about nerd shit. This is episode 360. And as always, we are here for another wonderful Saturday morning review as we look at the film First Cow today. As always, you're going to hear the host of the show. It's my wonderful co-host, Ian Yoda. First Cow, or what happens when the tree snitches on you?
That stupid fucking tree.
Stupid fucking tree, man. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm alive and well, and today is my Friday, so
Today's your Friday.
Today's my Friday.
Today's your Friday.
Today is my Friday.
Today's Thursday, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's my Friday for work.
Oh, tomorrow you don't.
Because I got 3-day weekends, yo.
Oh, damn! Really? That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So, as always, the show is live and early for patrons only, and you guys get to listen to the episode and watch the episode. You know, when it's scheduled to release on Saturday. But for patrons, they get it on Thursday, and they get to watch it on Thursday or Friday before anybody else gets to it. And I'm really.
Row.
What?
Knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting Cal.
Interrupting Cal. Oh man. But whatever, man. Yeah, today's episode is titled Snitches Get Stitches. But this episode is early for patrons, so thank you to our patrons who are able to get this episode early. We have been looking forward to this movie for a while. I mean, since you got it announced.
The trailer was good.
Trailer was good, dude. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, what's it called? We've been looking forward to this one for a bit, and it is released. So I gotta be what's it called? I was excited. I said, "Oh, a new movie," and it's been a while since we've watched an actual new release. The last one was, I believe, Uncorked, and that was a while ago, like at least a month ago. So we were like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna get to do this, and we're gonna get to review this movie." And I'm looking at this one. I just rented Bacurau, the Brazilian film that I didn't get the chance to watch the first time. And I think next I'm going to be renting The Rental from Dave Franco, his directorial debut. So probably might do a Saturday morning review on that one because I really want to see what's up with that movie. I want to see I'm interested to see what Dave Franco's directorial debut is like.
Dave Franco is the less creepy Franco.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. And both Franco brothers now have directed a movie, so that's pretty interesting.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen often. But I'm excited to watch that, and I was excited to watch this too. So before we can get into it, of course, what's it called? We're going to be doing our picks at the end of the episode. We're going to be doing our after we're done with the review, we'll be doing our picks. Do the coin toss to see what next month is going to look like. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get into this review. So let's go ahead and do this. So if you've never seen First Cow, it's a barely released movie. So if you haven't seen it, then please click off. If you don't care about spoilers, then keep listening. But other than that, your spoiler warning is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let me go.
By the way, we will be doing that throughout this whole fucking episode.
Yeah. First Cow is a 2019 American drama film directed by Kelly Reichardt from a screenplay by Reichardt and Jonathan Raymond, based on Raymond's novel The Half-Life. It stars John Magaro, Orion Lee, Toby Jones, Ewan Bremner, Scott Shepard, Gary Farmer, and Lily Gladstone. It also features Renee Auberjonois in one of his final film roles. The film had its world premiere at the Telluride Film Festival on August 30th, 2019, and was also selected to compete for the Golden Bear in the main competition section at the 70th Berlin International Film Festival. It was theatrically released in the United States on March 6, 2020 by A24, and subsequently released on video-on-demand platforms on July 10, 2020. I want to check something here. Of course, cinematography by Christopher Blauvelt. The music, beautiful music by William Tyler. And the budget, no budget. Man, I don't have anything for budget here. Wow, I really wanted to know.
I'm gonna say budget was not very much.
I want to say at least $1 to $2 million.
I mean, maybe at most.
Yeah.
I mean, the setting was like one field. Let's be real here. Yeah. The most expensive thing on that set was probably the cow.
That's probably why it wasn't in the movie as much. Like, we got the cow for like a couple of days.
Yeah, we gotta get the fucking cow in. Jesus. All right, milk that thing.
Yeah. The movie sits at 2 hours and 1 minute. And let's go ahead and get our thoughts in here. So, Brad, you want to go first?
You're gonna make me go first, Jesus. All right. Let me start off with the good before I go into other things. I think whoever did the casting on this did a very great job. Like, I really enjoyed all the actors on this, and the few actresses that were in this, the Native American actresses. Mm-hmm. And then also the cow. Cow was cool. I mean, I wish the cow would have made an entrance before the 53-minute mark, but nobody was counting that.
What are you talking about, bro? It was like 30 minutes in, and the cow made like a small appearance when it was coming off the boat.
It was like 53 minutes till that fucking cow came on.
I mean, until you actually saw more of it, but yeah.
Like
30 minutes when it started.
It's literally called first cow roll, but moving on to other good stuff. I think I like generally the storyline. It's a buddy movie. It's like two friends and in a harsh environment trying to make it, and unfortunately this focuses more on the greed and theft. And had it been about capitalism, though, they would have joined forces with the dude with the cow, but it didn't end that way. All right, so those cinematography I thought very beautiful in some ways. The shots, everything, I really enjoyed a lot of the cinematography in this. All right, now to go into the bad part on it, this movie's fucking slow. Like, as fucking slow as that cow moves. Like, that cow didn't fucking move. Like, it literally stood in the same place every time. This movie was slow.
Yeah, they could have edited this down a bit more.
Hour 30 at most.
Yeah. So I gotta say too, I enjoy the movie. I don't think it's the best thing to come out this year. I think that the movie is so tenderly and so tenderly directed. There's so much care in there for the friendship of these two men and the environment that they're in. And I think that once again, the performances are incredible, are great.
Well, I mean, but honestly, there's not a lot of dialogue to go on. There's not a lot of dialogue in this. It's mostly watching two guys hike a lot.
But I think it's more so like the body language of the actors and how much, like, especially in that third act, how Lou could have really left them for the money. And he chose not to. And I was gonna say that the music is incredible. I love the whole, like, what's it called? I think it's a ukulele. I'm not sure, but it was either a guitar or a ukulele, and I love that music. It's kind of a little going through my head right now because it's still kind of a little stuck in there. The cinematography is beautiful, even though I think at some points the lighting was a bit off. But I think that the cinematography is fantastic. The directing is just so tender and careful, especially with just with how he wants to depict this friendship that is kind of blooming. I think that the film suffers most from just the pacing and a little bit of a minor decline in the writing, dude. I think the writing is just at some points in the movie, I think that it's like, oh crap, what are we doing here? Like,
I also think that this film loses a little bit of emotional impact that you get at the end
Yeah.
showing them dead in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I get why they did it, but to me, like, you know, had they kept that a secret and just started off with them moving and then him laying down and then opening the scene where she finds them, had they just transposed that to the end, I think it would have been more of emotional impact. Because you know how they died. They probably got shot or stabbed or something and killed in that spot. But you already knew that at the very beginning of the film, which to me lessened the emotional impact at the end.
Yeah, but I gotta say, that I totally agree with, and that's where I think that the writing was a little bit off. I think that of course the pacing was off as well. I think that they could have fixed that by cutting this down a little bit to an hour 30 or an hour 40.
I think an hour 30 would have been good for this. Like they didn't need to go 2 hours. By the end of it, I'm just like, my brain hurts. Like this is good music and all, but now I need a nap.
Yeah. Or some milk from that cow, right? I gotta say the setting though, the how the production design and the costumes and all that stuff was just so beautiful. I mean, it literally is like Right Heart is kind of a, putting that the Old West right there. Well, not the Old West in the way we think about it, but the Old West during Manifest Destiny. And I really think that the film does, it lacks emotional impact. It lacks a certain amount of emotional impact at a certain point in the film. But I think it brings up really interesting conversations about, capitalism, greed, and especially what's it called about how if friendships can actually work, if friendships were actually, genuine back then when you were in the height of the gold rush, of the California gold rush.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a film that I think that could have had more to it if we could have just, trimmed it down a bit more in the editing, and you would have, kind of taken a little bit of a rewrite. But I think that I got to give props where props are due, man. I mean, this movie's just so tenderly taken care of. Like, it never feels like as if the director doesn't care about this. It always feels like Right Heart cares a lot about these characters and how she's progressing them.
But she cares to the point where I think she just loses it in the pacing.
Yeah.
Like she wants to focus on this detail of this friendship, and the rest of the story is just slowly happening. That's where I really feel this movie lacks. Is you could cut 30 minutes out of this and probably be good.
Yeah. But I gotta say, we haven't watched much 2020 movies this year, and it's just been terrible. So far. Our top 10 list at the end of the year is going to look really different than most top 10 lists we do.
Capone. That's it.
Right now, my number one is still The Five Bloods. The Five Bloods is my favorite right now.
That was really good movie.
Yeah, but top 10s are going to look really crazy, bro. This is good. This was
Are we going to even have 10?
I have about 13 at the moment, I think. That's crazy. It's crazy. Usually we do watch a lot of movies, but from the year that we're reviewing,
usually movie theaters are open.
Yeah, this is one of those years where we've reviewed more movies from back then than we have now. So, it's just what happens. But I gotta say that This movie isn't bad though. This movie isn't bad. I don't think that you could honestly call it bad. I
wouldn't call it bad. It's got a lot of good going for it, but it's slow as hell to me. And I feel like a lot of just those who just want to be like, hey, a fucking new movie and rent it, they're going to be somewhat disappointed just by the pacing.
Yeah. But I think it's all right. I think it was all right. It wasn't, one of the worst things I watched this year. It's just something that I think that it's just a movie that had a lot of potential to be better. And I think that, with a couple of rewrites and trimming in the editing, it could have been a lot better. But, I can't finish this review without saying that damn cow was so cute, man.
I mean, that cow was cute. Like the more that cow was on screen, the more I liked it, considering the movie was called First Cow.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole point. Like the trailer made it seem that cow was going to be like in this movie the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't.
And
yeah. I mean, I also gotta give credit though that, very odd friendship they throw in here is basically you have a Jewish American.
Yeah.
And then you have, I believe he was Chinese, right?
Chinese immigrant, yes.
Chinese immigrant. And they form this friendship. You don't get a lot of that. And and I guess what you could say old West movies or Western movies.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of that. It's usually the machismo dudes in these films, and this is more like toned down, more very lackadaisical
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, no,
So it's a very odd film. That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's why I gotta say, like, you know, it's ambitious in a way that it's just, you know, that I appreciate for what it was trying to do. It just could have been better. And yeah, I've never seen any other movies from Reichardt. I am kind of interested to see what her movies are like. If they're more like this, or
check the time on them first before you. Like, this is 4 hours of just watching paint dry.
Nah, man. You know, not an Amir Costa Rica film, but you know, Amir Costa Rica is not paint drying. They're actually pretty damn great. But yeah, no, I can't. I want to see more from her to see before I make a consensus of like what her movies are like, because you know I was the same way. You know, I've already talked about this on my review of Perfect Blue when I said I was ready to write off Satoshi Kon because of Millennium Mattress. I said, oh man, you know, this movie was just not there for me, and I think I was ready to write him off. And then I watched Perfect Blue, and then I watched Paprika, and I'm like, no man, this director's incredible. I think that he makes amazing movies. So I'm not ready to write off Reichardt yet.
I think directors at least always almost have one movie that doesn't live up to the rest of them, except Nolan. I haven't seen a fucking bad one yet. I'm looking for it.
It's hard to be Nolan, bro. It's hard to be Nolan.
I mean, even Kurosawa, I would say he's had a few films, you know, that aren't up to the level, say, of a Throne of Blood or a Ron. Yeah. And I mean, I'll even say it. Seven Samurai could have been shorter. It could have been edited better. But you know, Kurosawa's probably smacked me in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah, we'll probably smack you in the back of the head, bro. What are you saying? What? How dare you doubt the Emperor? Okay.
Sorry. Like, I love Seven Samurai, but like 30 minutes, man. You could take it 30 minutes easily off that.
Who are we to doubt the Emperor? So let's go ahead and get the scoring in here. I'm gonna go ahead and give First Cow a 3.5 out of 5 on my letterbox, which translates over to about a 7.5 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's all right, and I'm kind of interested to see what more Kelly Reichardt can do here.
I mean, from a cinematography standpoint, she really has it down. I think she just gotta get the freaking editing done right.
Yeah,
Christ's sake. But I'll give it a 6.5. I don't think I enjoyed this movie as much as you do, but then again, I am all into the Michael Bay explosions, except when they're being compared to Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Don't
Eric.
No. Oh, you better kick them out of the house.
Kick them out of the house. And it looks like it was edited by Reichardt herself.
Which is always the issue. Have you noticed that? It's like when the directors handle the editing, they're just going, I could keep that.
That's what I gotta say.
I like that. I like that. They'll like that.
You know, like, just don't be scared to trust somebody else with editing your movie, please.
Like Tarantino. Tarantino trusted
Sally.
One person really, until her unexpected death.
Yeah. And you know, even the Safdie brothers, I think Ronald Bronstein is the one who edits their movies.
But you to me, I think when it comes to editing, you kind of need. I mean, you can sit there and you can help kind of guide, but you need the outside force of going like, dude, you don't really need that.
Usually how it goes is that the director is there in the room when editing is happening. I mean, have you ever seen some of those behind the scenes with Martin Scorsese in his movies?
No.
And Marty's always right there with Thelma Schumacher. I think that Thelma Schumacher was like, you know, I wish that I could get him off my back, you know.
I mean, do you think Martin Scorsese goes home? I don't think he goes home. I think he's just like, here's my camera.
Yeah, every director is in the editing room when it's happening.
But like I said, I think you need that outside vision of someone looking out, like just giving you an unbiased opinion. Like, look, man, I know what you're going for this, but you can cut out like 10 minutes right here. Like, you don't need all that shit.
Yeah. That's why usually I'm like, really, like, what's it called? You know, apprehensive when it comes to directors who also edit their own work, unless of course you're freaking Kurosawa or, you know.
Indeed, Kurosawa usually gets it down. I just said Seven Samurai. just because it's my opinion, but it's Kurosawa, so yeah, it's an epic. 10 out of 10. Don't care. And like Kurosawa would listen to me anyway.
Yeah, man. He's gonna come and haunt you in your sleep. Bro.
I mean, that might be cool.
That might be cool.
That might be cool.
But all right, man. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get our picks in here. And yeah, so of course, if you don't remember, my picks were Water Lilies, Boyhood. Well, not Boyhood. Was the Dope? I'm sorry, Water Lilies, Dope, and Boyhood. So,
yeah, right, Raul.
Sorry. I'm hungry. So, Brad, what were your picks?
My picks were Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist,
Mm-hmm.
Superbad, and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, I believe this would, if I win the coin toss, this would be 3 weeks in a row that I won the 3 months in a row that I won the coin toss. But let's see how it goes here. Brad, you have your coin.
I found a penny.
It's
not my usual quarter, but I found a penny.
Yeah, I do not remember what I went with last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with heads.
Okay.
Do the whole two-face.
It's heads.
Son of a bitch, Brad. I'm so sorry, Brad. No, you did seem pretty interested in in Boyhood, about it being 12 years to shoot that movie, but
I mean, that is very interesting. And also, I already watched Perks of Being a Wallflower this year, so it's not like a total, like, damn it. But I still get to review Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist and Superbad. So I think I win.
Yeah. So the way we're going to do it is that, hold on, let me check my calendar real quick, because I don't want to, I don't know if I overshot. I don't think I overshot. Usually sometimes I do overshoot a week, and then we have to do a week where like, oh, what do we review? And sometimes we review something, sometimes we don't. Okay, cool. So starting on Monday, so Monday for the patrons, right? Okay. On the first week of August, we'll be doing Water Lilies. And then the week after that, we will do Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. The week after that, we do Dope. And then the week after that, we do Boyhood. And wait, no. Hold on. Sorry. Water Lilies. Water Lilies.
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Nick and Nora's Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Dope. And then Superbad. And then in that same week, we also do Boyhood.
Yeah, Boyhood sounds very interesting. Just because I think you chose a director who's completely insane.
Yeah, Richard Linklater, man. We watched Before Sunrise on on the Discord movie screening this week, and I know that One Wonderful Sunday was like one of our biggest surprises. How much we love that Kurosawa movie, and that's another example of a movie where it's like just two characters just spending the day together and walking.
I mean, you read it. And it doesn't sound interesting. You read about it, like you read the movie description of One Wonderful Sunday, and you're like, "This is gonna be the most boring fucking shit." And then it turns into like it's amazing because it's done by Kurosawa, and you're just basically going through a day.
Yeah. Not a lot of movies like that happen these days, bro. Just two characters just walking throughout the.
Which I think, like I said, I think you could take One Wonderful Sunday, you could take that script, and you could make it today.
Yep.
I really do.
Brad, I know you don't come to the screenings, but I do recommend you watch Before Sunrise. I really liked it, and it's just once again I really like those type of movies where just two characters kind of just walk around the city and just talk, and you don't really get that much these days. So thank you guys for coming on with us. So next week we will do, of course, we'll be starting our month of coming of age films, and we will be doing Water Lilies. And then that weekend, so Brad, we want to do The Rental, or what do we want to do here? I wouldn't mind doing The Rental. I really do want to do it for Saturday morning review. Yeah.
Saturday morning review. I think we're fucking tired of your choices.
They're not my choices. I'm just like, hey man, let's go get and grab something, right?
What the fuck is two cups?
Because we did your choice last time, and
we did First Cow.
No. The coin. I'm talking about coin toss, right?
Oh, okay.
We interrupted the what's it called that for what's it called these new releases. So we did Crip Camp, and then we did this one, and my pick still hasn't been done yet. I wanted to do The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, but I am kind of intrigued to want to do The Rental. I do want to see what Dave Franco's got up his sleeves. I believe the movie's less than 2 hours too, so that's not too bad. Let me go ahead and check here. But yeah, good old pre-pro before an hour and 29 minutes, Brad. That's not bad at all.
All right, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Considering you made me watch a 2-hour movie about a cow.
Yeah.
I didn't even make it into the movie until an hour in.
Yeah. Brad, the cow in this movie or the dog from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, definitely the dog.
Yeah, that dog was great.
What about the dog in was it Desierto?
Desierto. What's it called? Tracker? No, I'll go with the dog from
Y'all ever seen a dog eat a flare?
You know
that
what?
was some weird shit.
No, you know what? Goose from Captain Marvel. Goose, always.
Ooh,
Goose.
yes,
Yeah,
Goose.
So as always, thank you guys for what's going. He's not a cat. He's a flirkin, right?
Well, definitely not a cat.
Not a cat. But as always, thank you guys for joining us today. And as always, I want to thank our wonderful patrons who make the show happen. If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/nerdcore and pledge to a tier. At $1, you get these episodes earlier than everybody else. You get the stream. If you don't make it to the stream, you get the episode in your podcast feed in what's it called in Patreon. So, good on you. You can still check this out, even if you don't make it to the stream. So, other than our patrons, we also have to shout out the people who put in a little bit more extra effort into this and really do go above and beyond with supporting us. And that's our producers and our writers. We got to thank our producers and our writers, of course. As always, our associate producers are Cassie and Sarah, and we want to thank you guys so much for being associate producers. We want to thank also our executive producers, Grayson Barker, who you can follow at Grayson Barker 98 on Instagram, Warlord1Bart on Twitter. Thank you so much, Grayson, for being the first ever producer of the show. First ever producer. Brad, can you tell them where they can find Shane?
You follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_.
All right. And thank you to our executive producers and then also our writers. Thank you to our writers. Bryce, who you can follow at BrownRice96 on literally everything, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. He doesn't really get on Twitch. He doesn't really get on Twitter. He just gets on Instagram. But it's
and PlayStation. That's about it.
BrownRice96. Yeah. So and also our wonderful Tony, Real Nerdy Dad. We got to do his next movie that he wanted us to do. We know we've been slacking on that. Just having to reassemble after all the COVID mess and trying to do all this. We're still trying to get back on track with our Patreon stuff. So we got to do his next movie, which was Earth Girls Are Easy. So we got to do that. But let's go ahead and shoot for that for next month, hopefully, and then we got to make it up and have him give us his next movies. So Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter, at Real Nerdy Dad. Thank you, Tony. And as always, it's been a wonderful time. And even if we're not amazed by the movies we get to review, at least we get to review something and we get to talk about it with you guys.
That's something new.
Something new, right?
I mean, even though it was slow, it was new.
At least it was new, and at least there's new content coming out, and at least we have the chance to be able to see it. By the way, guys, the TIFF lineup was just released today, and there's a lot of really good stuff in that lineup. So, man, we can't go to TIFF, but I might just buy a ticket just to watch one of those. And a lot of those movies are going to be online premieres too. So I might just buy a ticket for like one movie that I really want to see in there. So with that being said, as always, thank you guys for sticking around and listening to us mumble and all that wonderful stuff. We will see you guys next week for another episode of the main show, but you can find Brad and I on the Nerdcore live show this weekend. And you can find us two again on the Cinema Condition this week. We talked about Lulu Wong's The Farewell. I got to say that was a pretty great episode. And I got to say that what's it called? Brad did a great job on it as well. And it was his last appearance before season 2. So, as always, it's been the Nerd Chicano. I'm signing off. Bradley, let's go ahead and send him out.
All right, Ro. Thank you for being the host as always. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I guess to end this episode, I'll just say to Moose, don't make a right. Young Yoda out.